Trading is the business of managing money and risk. Just like risk management, the details of money management have rarely been discussed simply because there are very few who know how it works. In this chapter, we will go through the core principles of money management. You need to have a solid money management plan in order to be profitable regardless of how you trade. Beginner traders talk in dollars and pips, while professional traders talk in percentages. Pips carry no meaning when it comes to measuring the performance of a trader. You could be making 500 pips this week and would still lose money. How is that possible? Let's take an example. Suppose you've taken 3 trades for the week. On your first trade, you gained 200 pips and made $100. On the second trade, you gained 400 pips and made $120. On the third trade, you lost 100 pips and lost $250. Overall, your 3 trades give you a net of plus 500 pips for the week, but you actually lost $30 in total. As a counterexample, you can make money while losing pips. Let's go back to the example where you've taken 3 trades for the week. This time, your first trade gained you 50 pips and $200 in profit. The second trade, you lost 100 pips and lost $100. On the third trade, you lost another 50 pips and took a $50 loss. Overall, your 3 trades gave a minus 100 pips loss, but your overall profit is actually $50. This is because the value of a pip will be different from one trade to another. The size of your account, your stop loss, and the currency pair that you are trading will determine the nominal dollar value per pip. Therefore, it is incorrect to use pips as a performance metric. Does that mean we should be using dollars instead of pips? The answer is no. The above example is only an illustration to show that there is no guarantee that positive pips means profit. Comparing and measuring performance using dollars is also not accurate. A $500 profit on a $2,000 account is a 25% gain, whereas a $1,000 profit on a $10,000 account is a 10% gain. So again, dollars don't make sense because bigger dollars do not always mean better performance. Instead, you need to be looking at percentages because only percentages will give true indication of performance. Next time you want to review your performance, let go of the pips and use percentages. It is the only way to track your own performance and progress. Now let's talk about a very important principle of money management that new traders should consider. How much should you risk per trade? This is a very common question, and I have not seen a single source out there in this huge industry that actually provides an answer with logic and reasons. So I am delighted to be the first person that I know of to show you one logical method, and it goes like this. The maximum amount to risk per trade should be determined by the performance metrics of your strategy. These include the winning probability, the length of an expected losing streak, and your drawdown limit. Here's the formula on your screen right now. Strategies with higher winning probabilities are less exposed to long periods of drawdown than strategies with lower winning probabilities. Therefore, it makes sense if your risk per trade takes into account your particular strategy so that it minimizes drawdown. Use the calculator provided to find out what is the likely losing streak of your strategy in 1000 trades. Why 1000? This is because you want to be profitable in the long run, so it is logical to do your money management using a long-term scenario. You will need to have your own drawdown limit. Some traders can handle their account going down by as much as 30%, while others would like to keep it below 10%. This is a personal choice. If you are new to trading, it is recommended to use a number less than 10%. For example, If your strategy has a 40% win rate, then the calculator will show that a losing streak of 13.52, let's round it up to 14, is likely to occur in 1000 trades. Now, you don't know when these 14 losses will occur, and suppose you want to keep the damage to only 10% of your account balance when it happens. This is what you can do. Your percentage risk per trade will be equal to your drawdown limit divided by the expected losing streak. That is 10% divided by 14, which gives you 0.71%. This means that if you risk 0.71% of your account balance in every single trade, you will not have a drawdown bigger than 10% when you encounter the expected 14 consecutive losses. So simple yet logical, isn't it? This method tells you exactly how much to risk based on past performance of your strategy. You can use your trading journal to calculate your winning probability at regular intervals so that you can have the most up-to-date numbers on your calculation. Did you notice that my approach is not from the perspective of maximizing profits, but rather the perspectives of minimizing losses? As I have said in Chapter 8, the goal is to survive the losers with as much money as possible so that more profits can come from the winners.